Hello, this is Charlene Cayano, Vermont Veterans Mental Health Counselor. Today, I will be talking about how to keep your relationship strong. A quick note, you will find my contact information at the end of this presentation. Please feel free to text or email me if you have any questions, concerns, or to make an appointment. Thank you. So let's get started. How to keep your relationship strong. Why do some relationships last for 40 or 50 years, while others simply feel like forever? While every relationship has its ups and downs, why do some of them make it, but an equal amount don't? Today, we will explore factors that contribute to longevity and coping with relational challenges. We'll also take a look at how to keep our relationship from getting stale and 10 relational essentials that can keep our relationship alive. We'll be looking today at how we express our affection to each other and the different ways we deal with conflict and disagreement. Keep in mind that no relationship and no one partner in a relationship ever experiences only one type of relationship, style of communication, or priority at a time. So, the main topics today are the keys to longevity, coping with relationship challenges and conflict, balancing styles and keeping it fresh, and the 10 relationship essentials. What exactly does it mean to love someone? How do we define love and affection? Our personal definition is shaped by our upbringing, cultural messages, and our interactions with a specific person. In addition to having a variety of ideas in terms of what love is, we also have different expectations as to how love should be expressed. There is no one right way to love another person. To succeed in a long-term relationship, we must not only understand our partner's preferences and our own, but we should also understand what happens when these styles are combined. You may also find that your expression of love changes throughout the years that you share together. How do you want your partner to express love and affection? A. I like to receive notes of affirmation, or I like to be hugged. B. I like to spend one-on-one time with a person who is special to me, or I feel loved when someone gives practical help to me. C. I like to sit close to people whom I enjoy being around, or I like for people to tell me I am attractive or handsome. In Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages, he provides a love language profile for both singles and married couples. There are several pairs of statements of how people may show love to one another. Generally, our immediate thought of love languages is romantic. However, there are a variety of ways we love and affection can be expressed through different relationships. When expressing love, we have to keep in mind what makes our partner feel supported, not just what makes us feel good. Things to consider. How do you prefer to express your affection for your partner? Words of affirmation, acts of service, giving gifts, quality time, or physical touch? I encourage you to participate in really thinking about this question and discussing this with your partner. Here's a quote from Amy Bloom. Love at first sight is easy to understand. It's when two people have been looking at each other for a lifetime that it becomes a miracle. In today's society, many people engage in ineffective communication. They either are unable to effectively communicate their thoughts and opinions to others, or are unable to effectively listen to the message that the speaker is giving. Definition of effective communication. Communication is the exchange of thoughts, information, and opinions. Communication exists on 3 levels: what the speaker is saying, what the speaker thinks he or she is saying, what the listener thinks the speaker is saying. It is not what the speaker says that counts, but what the listener hears. Two-way communication occurs when the message is sent in such a way as to encourage feedback from the listener. Keys to longevity. Maintaining a solid sense of we and me is crucial. Depending on preferences for introversion and extroversion, the exact balance needs to be defined by the couple in terms of what works best for them. Some individuals may require more solo time either to unwind or to process strong feelings in a conflict situation. Other individuals may need to talk things out as soon as possible. Identifying each other's needs is just as essential, sometimes more so, than the actual words spoken. Individuals who seek to be completed by another person may be walking down a slippery slope. Our partner can provide love and support, but there are also some things that we simply have to do for ourselves. If our sense of self-worth is contingent on the other's response, we may lose our sense of perspective and our sense of self in the process. By the same token, continually meeting our own needs without considering our partner is an extreme to be avoided. Balance is instrumental, and the sense of balance may change depending on the situation, the stage of the relationship, and the specific individuals involved. One of the most common complaints in romantic relationships is the feeling of being unrecognized for our contributions to that relationship. For individuals who tend to express love and appreciation nonverbally, the message may be lost. Remember to deliver the gift of appreciation that enhances receptivity by the other person. Fair fighting means that we learn constructive methods for expressing dissatisfaction. It does not mean the absence of anger. Even in most loving relationships, we are bound to get annoyed at some point in time. Recognize that it's okay to have differences. It's not the presence of conflict that necessarily indicates problems, but it's how we choose to deal with those problems. When differences arise, consider the significance of the issue in the big picture. In some situations, our partner may unnecessarily dismiss our concerns as being invalid, while other times we might actually be overreacting due to other stressors. Will this issue be important a week or a month from now? Recognize your patterns as individuals and as a couple. Each interaction helps to form the composite of the overall relationship. When seeking to strengthen that relationship, such as during conflict, look at the particular issue as well as each party's primary conflict management strategy. Balancing both is the key to success. It might also be helpful to talk about it in third-party terms to increase objectivity. For example, rather than saying, "He makes me so mad," we could choose to describe it as two characters in a movie. We might say, when Susan and Michael get upset with one another, Susan tends to blank, while Michael tends to blank. The method takes us out of the reactive mode and lets us slip into the observation mode. Coping with relational challenges. To continue with the notion of recognizing relational trends, we can analyze the relationship from a variety of perspectives. If a conflict seems more than just a minor annoyance, consider the intensity of the response given the specific issue. Is it a matter of timing in which several things seem to be going wrong simultaneously? Does the choice of communication behaviors exacerbate the problem? What is the overall relational pattern in terms of how we respond to one another and/or how we deal with conflict? Family of origin issues also play a large role in determining our relational patterns. Many of these unresolved issues may rest in our subconscious with a minimal amount of honest recognition, which can further complicate matters. Whether or not we wish to be more like our parents, we will still have an instrumental effect on our relationships. Separating those issues from the current situation is necessary. Each party may want to examine other external relationships dealing with individuals, such as an ex, in-laws, or even co-workers, which may cloud our perceptions. Conflict management styles. Do you see yourself as a shark, a turtle, a bear, or an owl? Which are you the most like? Which are you the least like? What about your partner? Conflict management styles can truly make or break a relationship. Some couples have a complementary style in which one is aggressive and the other is passive. Others may have a symmetrical style, meaning that they share the same strategies. The effect of the strategy depends on the degree to which it is expressed. For example, two individuals who are highly competitive and aggressive may be quite volatile when arguing, whereas two individuals who are both passive may be afraid to deal with conflict. Passive individuals may run the risk of letting things build up until they explode, which leads them feeling guilty and then letting things build up again. You may find that your style also varies with the issue. For instance, if you feel that your relationship is threatened, you might be more aggressive than if the issue is less emotionally based. Collaborative and assertive are two styles that generally have a better track record in dealing with significant issues and maintaining the relationship. With these styles, the focus is more on being honest while respecting the other person and continuing to work on the challenge until a mutually acceptable solution is achieved. Feeling based communicators may be very concerned about how their decisions will affect others and may need more encouragement and support. Thinking based communicators may be focused more on the logical aspects of the arguments presented. You can easily see how these styles may conflict if the two sides don't appreciate the differences. One interesting thing about feeling based and thinking based conflict management is that combining the two perspectives may actually help the couple to make better decisions, since each one is able to address aspects that the other may normally miss. Here's a quote: "Love is a choice you make from moment to moment." Barbara DeAngelis. Balancing relational styles. Identify key communication preferences and stress management strategies. Identify misperceptions and corresponding conclusions stemming from different styles. Remember that what the behavior means to your partner may be different than what it means to you. In summary, to maintain relationships over the long haul, we want not to only discuss how we deal with conflict, but also how we treat each other on a daily basis. Each of us may have different concepts of how to unwind, when to act immediately, and when to mull over a situation. Carl Jung, a well known psychiatrist, believed that as we mature, we seek to become whole and to incorporate opposite tendencies in order to do so. For instance, if we have been primarily introverted, there may come a time when we begin to express ourselves in a more extroverted fashion while still maintaining a preference for introversion. When I need to regroup, my preference is to have quiet time away from the chaos of everyday life. If my partner only wants quiet time when sulking, then the intention behind my behavior may be misinterpreted. To maintain a healthy relationship, we must learn to see things from the perspective of the other party while simultaneously being aware of our own needs and preferences. It's a matter of examining our choices in the moment, while also understanding the cumulative effect of those choices as they form the context of the relationship. Keeping it fresh. Plan surprises. What has your partner always wanted to do? Plan a weekend getaway. Separate relationship issues from general life issues. In addition to coping with conflict, we also want to take a look at maintaining the pleasurable aspects of our relationship. By doing so, we may also serve to reduce aspects that tear us apart. Think about things that you and your partner have always wanted to do. What are activities that can take you out in your everyday mode that offer a sense of refreshment in terms of love and perspective? Is it time for a weekend getaway? Time to do something really different? Be sure to keep your relationship a priority. It is easy to get lost in the general day-to-day issues. The 10 relationship essentials. Listed on this and the next slide are the top 10 essentials for maintaining a happy and healthy relationship. First of all, maintain a sense of humor and be able to laugh at yourself. This doesn't mean laughing at someone else's expense, but it does mean to stop taking yourself so seriously. Second, be generous with praise and present that praise, love, and support in a way that your partner truly appreciates. The focus is on honoring your partner. Consider being playful in a way that appreciation is expressed, as it may help both of you to look on the bright side of things. Very importantly, don't expect your partner to read your mind. It's really not fair to complain that your partner doesn't do what you would like when they don't know what you want. This is especially true if you have very different communication styles that may contribute to misperceptions. Next, regularly schedule special time together. Children and other commitments are important, but you have to devote time to keeping your relationship a priority as well. Some couples set up a date night where the focus is on each other rather than everything else that is going on in the family and work. It doesn't have to be expensive, just find a way to make it personal. When disagreeing, identify the real issue. Is it the topic, the communication behavior, a stress buildup? Is it an unresolved issue from weeks ago? Might it be a combination of factors? What is really going on inside of you? Listening without judging is also crucial, and it's easier to say than do, particularly when you feel strongly about what is happening. Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, suggests that we should seek first to understand, then to be understood. By concentrating on understanding the other rather than just figuring out what to say next, we develop a better rapport and we have a more accurate understanding of the situation. Long-term relationships simply cannot exist without forgiveness. While you might not be able to totally forget, you can choose whether to let go. Forgiveness is not just for the other person and the overall relationship, it helps you feel better as well. Hanging on to anger and resentment is less of a punishment than to the other party than it is to you. Finally, keep in mind what really matters. In Covey's book, he also discusses the significance of the choices we make on an ongoing basis. Ask yourself how your behavioral decisions connect together to form the bigger relational picture. We all make mistakes every day in our lives. The main questions are, what type of relationship do we want to create? And what are we willing to do to get there? When to seek support from a professional. Sometimes life stressors can become more than any one person or even any one couple can manage on their own. Individual or couples counseling can help you navigate situations where you feel stuck or overwhelmed. These may include life transitions that leave you feeling unsettled or adrift, feeling stuck in patterns or on issues that you can't seem to resolve, stressors such as health, mental health, or addiction issues, and family or financial stressors. On this next slide, you will see a couple of resources. I would like to thank you for joining, and if you have any questions, comments, or would like to make an appointment, please feel free to text me or email me. Thank you.